everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bonny and welcome to Bonny Beauty Hub. So by the title, you know that we are reviewing a powder foundation today. So it is the new Makeup Forever Professional Paris, the HD Skin Matte Velvet powder foundation. It is a 24-hour undetectable blurring powder foundation. So powder foundation is something that you can see because it sits on top of your skin. It's not like a liquid foundation that it blends a little more and it looks a little more seamless on your skin. Powder foundation is a little bit tricky that way. So it has a very natural finish. So yeah, it's very interesting to read the claims. It has a blurring effect, and I did like their previous version. They did have a HD powder foundation before this. This is almost the same, but it is slightly reformulated, not a lot, and the packaging has changed. It'll be like this. So this is the packaging. I like the way the packaging has changed. Initially it was metal, this time it's plastic. I'm not mad about that. I like this sound better than the metal sound, and it is also the color of the foundation itself, which makes a little bit of difference. And this is how the foundation comes. So you have the powder foundation and it comes with a sponge wrapped in plastic to keep it clean, hygienic, especially in the stores. I know there are people who want to open up new package and touch the sponge and see how soft it is. So I just like the fact that they have wrapped it in plastic. And if I can take it out, okay, so I like the sponge. The sponge is dual-sided. They say you can use both the sides. I have to read about it as what both the sides do, but one side is a little bit velvety. I can see that I can feel the fuzziness this side, but this side is a lot more smoother. It has a little bit of slip to it this side, but this side it has a little bit fuzziness, so that I think it gives more grip. I think this is the side that gives you more coverage, and this is the side that gives you a little bit lesser coverage. And if you want very sheer coverage, then just use a brush. That'll give you sheerer coverage. So I think that is what the two sides are meant. But after we do this, I'll definitely read and maybe I'll speak about it later. But that is how I feel about it right now. The color I got was 2 neutral 3-4. 2N34. So that's how I thought it's neutral. And this, once you open, it's good for 24 months. That's the shelf life, and it's made in France. This retails for $43. It comes in 32 different shades, and Makeup Forever is normally a really good brand which has a really good shade range. Though it is 32, and we have a lot of brands right now who's coming up with 45 shades. I think 32 is also a good number. What am I trying to read here? Yes, I wanted to see how much product. I'm pretty sure it's 11 grams, which is 0.3. I'm not sure how many ml, but I did read that it's 11 grams. And I like the mirror over here. It's very crystal clear. It's really very pretty. I like the mirror. It has a plastic film on it, but yet it is very, very clear. So let me just prep my skin a little bit and we'll start with the foundation. Okay, so I've done my skincare 2 hours back. I did my skincare a long time back. And right now I just did a primer, and I'm using the Makeup Forever Pore Minimizing Primer. I've been trying this out for a week now and I'm really liking it. So yeah, first in the pan it looks a little bit dark, but let's see how much. I'm using the fuzzier side because I want to see what's the maximum amount of coverage. Oh wow. There's a little bit of fallout, but it's picking up a lot of product on it. Let's see how much coverage it gives. Oh wow. I think I hit the jackpot with the color match. If you cannot see in the camera, it's because the shade match is so good that it's so undetectable. Oh wow, I'm already falling in love with it. And yes, I know it's a powder foundation and normally you use the cream products first and then go for powder products. But I did see Nicole Guerrero's video and she used the powder foundation and then she used a concealer. So I was like, wow, you use a cream product on top of brow powder. That's how confident she was about this. So I am going to try that out today. And wow, I am really loving the coverage it's giving me. Let me just finish up this side. Then we can see the difference. That's why I'm just going on one side. Oh my God. The color match is perfect. If you are close to my skin tone, I'm just reading it out again. I know I told this before. 2N34. That is the color I'm using. And this is just one layer. Yeah, that's one layer. And it's undetectable. Oh my God. It is undetectable. However, it's covered up the little bit of redness that I have over here, a little bit of the scarring that I have over here. It's covered it up a lot, but still you can see there's not a lot of difference. It has just made my skin look a little bit better than my normal skin. So let me go. Let me just finish up this side as well. Okay, so this is just one layer, and I was looking at my mirror over there. That was a little far off, but now that I'm looking at my skin a little bit closer, I think it's clinging on to my dry patches. It is mentioned it's best for normal combination oily skin. Obviously, it's a part of foundation. I think it's not that good for dry skin, but I'm not too dry. I'm oily combination, but because of the winter, I have a little bit of patchy dryness on my skin. I can see it settling into my nose. Let me bring you closer. I can see it settling a little bit on my nose. I don't know what that is about. But sometimes it looks a lot better after the full makeup is done. So I'm not going to judge it right now. So let's keep working with it. So yes, I am doing it. I'm going for the second layer. So with the second layer, definitely I can see the coverage. It has increased the coverage. So it's definitely building up the coverage. I can totally agree it is a full coverage foundation. It is definitely a matte finish, a natural matte finish, because if I look into the mirror that's far away and I can look in the viewfinder, I see that my skin looks very natural, but only when I come very close, when I use a very close mirror, I know that it is settling into the pores on my nose, or it is clinging on to the dry patches near my nose, on my upper lip area, nowhere near my cheek. Yeah, a little bit near my cheek wherever I have these dry patches. Let me show you. Okay, so here I have a little bit of dry patches. I don't know if in the viewfinder I totally cannot see it, but I hope the camera is picking it up. Near my nose, it looks like it is clinging on to areas on my nose. On my upper lip also, it looks like it's clinging on to the dry patches. But yeah, something tells me that as time passes, it's going to settle a little bit better on my skin. But right now, let's try to use the concealer. Okay, so let's try the concealer together. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. Right now, this is my favorite concealer. I am not using a color corrector today, because we're just going for the natural look. And when I try to do a natural look, I don't use a color corrector because I like a little bit of my dark circles to peek through. I feel that gives a better, a more naturalistic look. So I'm using my concealer all the areas where I normally conceal, where I normally highlight, and now it's time to blend. Wow. Wow. This is already looking a little bit better than how it was when I initially wore it. Yeah, it hasn't moved the foundation at all. With cream and powder mixing, normally it makes a pasty concoction and it keeps moving around. But right now everything is placed. So you can see right now after the concealer, it has definitely made a little bit of difference, even because it's taken 5-10 minutes. I think it is still, I can see a little bit of settlement on my nose, but it is looking a lot better than it was before. Maybe because I pressed the product into my skin with this sponge. So along with the concealer, it has pressed the foundation as well a little bit better into the skin. But for some reason, it's looking a little bit better. Alright, so I am back with my full face of makeup. The time right now, let me just clear my screen. The time right now is 11:29, and I know that I did my makeup. The base was at least done at 11 o'clock approximately. So yeah, we will definitely do the 8-hour test. I tell this in all my videos. I'll try to do it a little bit longer. But the sad thing is I start my makeup only after 10 o'clock. So it's really tough to do more than 10-12 hours. I'll try to do at least 10 hours, but 8 hours for sure. I'll definitely do a wear test for 8 hours. Right now, as I told you, it has taken a little bit of time to settle into my skin. My nose is looking a little bit better because I can still see a little bit of patchiness on my nose. Maybe it's taking a little more time to settle down and look better. But right now, my skin looks really good. It is actually giving me the blurring effect. For a powder foundation, it's giving me a very natural matte look. Yeah, and that is why I didn't go full glam. I went for a very, very natural look, and it looks natural. It is still matte. A little bit of glowiness that you can see is from the concealer that I used, because it's a radiant concealer, and I am wearing highlighter, but I really like the way it is looking right now. So yeah, let me get going with my day, and I'll see you soon. I am back for my final check-in. Let me show you the time. It is 7:25, so 8.5 hours. Right. I don't know why my makeup is looking so weird today, especially around my eyes. I don't know if the mascara is hitting my under eye area, or is it the eye kohl that I used. It's all products that I've used for a very long time, and today for some weird reason, it is looking crazy. It is looking crazy bad on my face. But let me pull up my closer mirror. I found it. So, okay. So now that I have had a closer look of my skin, let me show you a closer look. I don't know if the camera is picking it up because of the brightness, because of the studio lights. Still, my skin is looking better in the camera than I can see directly when you see it with your naked eye. There is a lot of creasing. More than creasing, I would say settling into the pores. So it's like all these dotted spots, especially on my upper lip. Near my nose, it is exactly the way it looked this morning. So there's no much difference. But I can see a little bit of oil peeking through, and for some reason, let me just touch it. Yes. So do you see? I just touched it with my finger, and over here you can see a line. It is moving around if I touch it. I think I have a tissue. Okay, I have a normal tissue. I'm just trying to... It is taking off the excess oil that is peeking through, but is also taking off a little bit of the foundation. So I can see my skin, especially near my nose and over here. Do you see that it's taken off a little bit of the foundation? Especially here, this area. It is definitely settling into my smile lines. Not really bad, but slightly. Yeah, this glow is from the highlighter. I don't know. I don't like the way it is sitting on my T-zone. I really don't like the way it is sitting on my T-zone. I have seen quite a few reviews on YouTube, and I think also on TikTok, and most of them are partnership videos. So I don't know, but these are from influencers who have been following for a very long time, and I know they're very honest. So I don't know why, if it is working on their skin type. And I know Nicole Guerrero, she also has oily combination skin, and she swears by this foundation, the older version and this current version. But for me, it is not working out. I have to say No, I do have better powder foundation. I have done a review of one powder foundation recently, I think last month. I will link it down in the description box below, but that gives me a really natural matte look, a very natural look. And to get a natural look with a powder foundation is really, really tough. This is not giving me any sort of look because it is moving around, it is settling into my pores. I did have a pore minimizing primer. I've used that primer for a week now, so I know it's not this bad, so it cannot be the primer, it has to be the foundation. I've drank enough water, I've taken care of my skin, it's just like any other day, so it has to be the foundation that's not working on my skin today. So yeah, on a very sad note, I have to say that this is not a thumbs up, this is a thumbs down for me. I did not like this foundation, but I'll try. I'll keep wearing it for a day or two because I have this foundation now. I've already opened it, I've already worn it. So I'll keep wearing it and I'll try to figure out if there's another way. This is what happens in first impressions. You wear it and this is my first impression. My first impression is I don't like it, but I will still keep trying this. And follow me on Instagram. Mostly I do reviews or speed reviews. I do it on Instagram on certain products, but if there are products which I use for a little bit and my mind changes, I would talk about it there as well. So definitely follow me on Instagram. It is all in the description box below and I'll put it somewhere on the screen over here as well. So as of now, I don't like it. It's not my favorite. It's not something that I would carry, and it's not something that I would suggest for you to buy because it didn't work out for me. So all right, so that is it from my side. If you like this video, please make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching till the end, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.